Happy Sunday. This is Bobby and JJ and Brian Radio. We have one of the big hitters here in San Antonio in the residential real estate. His name is Jason Gutierrez. He's with Berkshire Hathaway, Don Johnson. He's been in the game for about a decade. He's a manager and recruiter there for the office. And obviously, Bobby and I have had the pleasure of working with this gentleman.
We've crossed paths.
A couple times. Yeah, and Brian, all of us.
Pew, 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 pew.
So Jason's everywhere. I want to say thanks for hanging out with us finally, bro. We've been trying to get you on the radio for a little bit, but thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
Hey, so Jason, what got you? Tell me a little bit about your previous life. What got you into the game of real estate?
My previous life, probably we shouldn't discuss.
All right, let's go.
This is not a NC-17 show, so we're going to scale back on that question.
Let's go to age 24.
There you go.
When I was working at the Hartford Insurance, taking calls, accident calls, working there like 60 hours a week, making $10 an hour.
Which is not a bad living, but just wasn't for him.
$800 every 2 weeks, and I did that for 4 years. And I said, you know what? I got to do something better. All my other friends are doing something big, and they're working at good companies. And because of my previous life, I couldn't get a corporate job.
Gotcha.
So once an exotic dancer, you just
nail on the head.
That's right. My friend worked at Hard Bodies, but I don't have a body for that. So
I was there one time, been in stripper pole since '95, baby. Tons of fun. That's my staging.
So then I said, you know what? I talked to my pastor. I said things were changing.
Sure.
And I said, man, I got to do something different. So I said, how about real estate? And I did it. Went to Champions. Throwing a plug out for them.
Sure.
So I recruit for them.
Yeah, I need my continue ahead.
See what we can do for you. And then I did that. I joined them, and I was like, hey, I just clicked on a company to go to, and it was Prudential back then. Y'all remember Prudential?
Yeah.
And I went on board with them, and just been there ever since, 10 years ago, and that's where it first started.
I mean, we've seen you come up in the game, but you're top 100 Hispanic realtors 4 years in a row, number 2 in the company. You're in Berkshire Hathaway's chairman circle for 2 years. What do you feel kind of got you to the level that you're at? Like what has been that consistency that you've brought to the table? You feel?
I learned the hard way.
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. Well, yeah, and I think this age, if you got to, so I recruit, and I see a lot of people come through Champions and stuff like that, and they look good, a handsome guy or handsome young girl, a couple Snapchats and this and that, they get business.
Sure.
Right? We didn't have that back when I first started. So I did 40 rentals my first year. I had no sales. So my first,
so you're grinding.
That's it. That's the answer.
Wow.
I was grinding, and I learned the hard way how to do it. I learned to scrub toilets. I learned mistakes. Oh, VA, no closing costs, right?
Yeah.
I figured that out wrong.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I grinded and learned, just did what it took.
So so this 9 years or 9 to 10 years ago. So you're in the thick. This is 2008.
Right when everything went down.
To be honest with you, Bob, and we've been here a decade and a half in the game, and so when we see people that have experienced that recession, they know what real estate really is. We have a joke that, like, once you see the personal trainers and the really pretty people come to the game, that means that the market's hot. And then once you see them go back into personal training, you know that there's going to be, like, us fat, ugly guys, we're going to be here forever. but
I'm the exception.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's because you're not fat. But you fit the other bill, so we're good.
But so you feel that in 2008, so that's when you got in, right? Like, that's when you were actually...
The 9, the 10.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you were seeing the bottom.
That's right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's probably that good that you didn't know, because most people were just jumping out of the windows, and you were going up the elevator.
I think it's good when somebody comes in at that time. If you can make it at that time, you can make it when it's hot.
And obviously, Jason is a testament to that. So talk about who you work with, who's your ideal client, and like walk us through the process of being a new customer with Jason.
Well, I hope I don't show up late. So that's the only thing I need to work on.
Yeah.
But I figure we all do.
That's on that side for sure.
Yeah. We're always testing that clock right there.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. And then when you come to me, you're going to get preferential treatment.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to address you. I'm going to take care of you. I care about you. So I'm going to scope you out and see where you're at. I think that's very important. And then we're going to find out exactly, you know, where you're at. Some of the biggest, for me, it's kind of like cornering somebody, and then I can corner them and say, okay, now I know where you're at. Now I can help you get to where you need to be without them knowing that I'm doing that.
Sure.
So hopefully this show doesn't get them where I'm doing that.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Let them know my strategy.
Yeah.
One thing in me working with Jason, one thing I noticed is that, you know, you've failed forward enough, right? Unpacking, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're failing forward. You learn from all those mistakes that you made in your past, that you hold the client's hands through that transaction, whether it's the first time that they're buying or it's their third or fourth time. It's always different because they're not in the thick of it day to day like we are. So you got to almost like train them and show them what to do. So when you lead them down that path, it's just so pristine and so clean, man. So that's just a testament to you, man.
Thank you, man.
So if you can
Thank
tell
you.
us, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hosting this show.
There you go.
I get it.
You know, hey, I didn't know we do. I mean, going on big trips like y'all. I didn't know y'all get down like this. I had to put my paintbrush down and come over here. So I have to learn the
You're
other.
an artist. You're an artist.
No, for walls. I'm over there getting light bulbs and stuff, and said, yeah, I can take this hour break. You know, I see myself learning more, you know, getting a mentor or two and growing into business. And how can I get a team to do what I do without me doing it? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
What do you tell that realtor that's listening right now that just heard everything you said? They may even have the same past you do. Maybe they picked up what you were laying down there. What do you tell that person who's just thinking about, man, I'm tired of working for corporate America or businesses. I want to do it on my own. What do you tell them?
You know, I go back to that. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just go. Just go in and do it. And people say a leap of faith, a walk of faith. You know, I just do it. It's gonna work out. If you're in this business long enough, it's gonna work out. There's too many people not to be successful.
And what do you feel is the biggest myth about being a real estate agent?
Oh man, I'm gonna go out and make 100,000, or I'm gonna go and make all the money I can, and I'm gonna do this, and
It's going to be easy.
I'm gonna get 100 sales my first year. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I did that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, y'all probably are. Again, he's the exception.
We didn't. It took us, 6 years or 5 years to hit 100.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so, last question, brother, is what drives you to get up and do real estate every day, man?
I have nothing else better to do, man. I mean, to take care of my family and wife and kid, but I love it. You know, this business is about momentum, and when you get a love for it, it's just part of your life, and it's smooth. It's just something I do naturally.
Well, for some preferred customer service and you want to get a hold of Mr. Jason Gutierrez, you can call him or text him at 210-897-6859. Again, that's 897-6859. Check out his website at jasongutierrez.donjohnsonrealtors.com.